Alright, what's good everybody? Good morning. It is Sunday morning. I am curling some weights right now. Gotta get ready for the day. Don't matter what day it is. You may think you live in a perfectly safe and peaceful world, but there is much chaos. You never know when you're gonna be walking down the road and you need to thug it out, you know? Ugh. Alright everybody, so let's talk about confidence. Confidence, man. You know that thing that everybody tells you to have? Confidence? That thing that everybody tells you that you should get? Confidence? The thing that everybody tells you that you should develop over time? Confidence? But where does confidence come from? Well, confidence comes from experience. If you have confidence, you'll have experience. If you have experience, you'll have confidence. Why? Because, believe it or not, confidence is knowledge. Think about it. If you're knowledgeable about something and someone asks you for help or assistance, what are you gonna go do? Well, you're gonna show them that you know. And so confidence is knowledge, confidence is experience, confidence is practice. Practice. Now, you may be going to the gym, you may have clothes to the body you want, but you still got to do more. You still got to practice more. See, like going to the gym every day, 3 times a day, once a week, whatever, you are practicing some form of exercise, right? You're constantly thinking about your technique, your form. So you're just practicing on improving what it is you are doing in the gym. And at some point, you're going to see results. And at some point, it's going to feed into your confidence. And at some point, the way you walk, the way you move, the way you do things, the way you speak, just be spewing out confidence. Think about it. It's like if you have an important speech, what are you going to do? You're going to rehearse that speech. You're going to talk to that speech in the mirror. You're going to talk to yourself with that speech in the mirror. You're going to keep reciting the speech, rehearsing the speech over and over and over again until you get it down so smooth that when you go on stage and talk, the presence, the way you speak, the way you move, your gestures, everything about you will just attract the crowd, attract the attention, and you can tell when people are just hooked onto you. So confidence is key, and in order for you to build confidence, you have to learn about what it is that you want to be confident in. You want to make sure that you're knowledgeable about what you're confident in, about what you're trying to be confident in. Confidence is all about it's all about knowing, it's all about doing, it's all about seeing and experiencing and feeling. You know what, like the nervous feeling you get when you're trying something new? You don't really have the form down yet. It feels so unfamiliar. Everything feels new, but that's okay. It's just one of those plateaus that you'll have to get over, is because you're so comfortable with doing nothing with your life. You have nothing to be confident about, right? Except maybe you have nothing to be confident about, right? Let's just put it that way. You got nothing to be confident about because you don't know shit. You don't know nothing. I can't even stand here and say that I know everything because I still don't know nothing, man. Everything's a learning process. Everything is still learn as you go, learn on the job, whatever, right? So in order to be confident in something, you need to immerse yourself in what it is that you want to be confident in. And you can't step into the gym for the first time and just know what to do already. You know what I mean? I remember the first time that I stepped into the gym. This was like 2008, 2009. I remember when I stepped into the gym and it was just me by myself in a crowd of gym goers. I don't even know. I saw a classmate that I recognized at high school and I'm just here like, damn, well, what do I do? I remember trying out a machine and it just felt so weird to me. It felt so unfamiliar to me, But then the more I started going to the gym, because I only went to the gym to swim. I didn't really go to lift weights. I mainly went there to swim, to do my laps in the pool. But I remember stepping out onto the weight floor and everything, it felt so new. Everything was so unfamiliar. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what to do. I just went to some weird leg press machine and just started doing leg presses. I didn't even know like what to do, what kind of form to do it in, the technique and everything. And so I kind of stopped going after that first time because I was just like, everything felt so unfamiliar. And then, when you're like a little high school boy you are looking at all these big grown men in the gym, and you just still feel like a small boy. That's how I felt, like a small boy in the gym. But over time, I'm able to, like, now I step into the gym and I know what to do. I have my plan of action, what weights to do, what workouts to do, how many reps, even though I don't count my reps no more. It's just mainly focusing on form. So now that I step into the gym, I go in there with this just calm, clear mind of what is my next mission. So you always got to stick to the mission. So confidence, to build your confidence, you need to learn about what it is that you want to build your confidence in. You want to build your confidence in teaching? Well, you better be a damn good teacher. And how do you do that? You got to be knowledgeable of what you're teaching. And you got to know how to teach it. And that's how you become a good teacher. So if you're wanting to transform your body, reshape your life, reimagine yourself, whatever it is that you want to do for yourself, just remember, you got to learn, you got to experience, you got to practice. You can't just open up a textbook and read on how to lift weights. You literally got to go in there and start lifting the weights. You got to know what it feels like. You got to know where your arm positioning is. You got to know how to, like, stabilize your core. So there's textbook and then there's real world experience. The two go hand in hand. Some people are good at textbook stuff, but they lack the experience. They think that just because they have the knowledge, they can transfer it over to having the experience. No, don't work like that. I'm sorry. It's just like, you just can't eat whatever you want and expect to lose weight. It don't work like that. You can't just read about whatever you want and expect to already know and how to do what you already read about. You gotta read it, you gotta do it. You gotta learn it, and you gotta experience it. That's how it is. It's a learned experience. So confidence comes from experience. Confidence comes from knowledge. Confidence comes from knowing what to do, how to do it, maybe where to do it, what time to do it. Like, I'm a terrible flirt, right? I was never good at flirting with girls. And then I guess as I got older and I start seeing more girls, that's when my confidence became that's when my confidence started to develop. And now I'm married. But all I'm saying is that you want to immerse yourself in whatever it is that you want to be confident in. Don't think that you know what you're talking about. You can fake it till you make it. There's a lot of people that fake it till they make it. And at some point, they end up experiencing it. They end up learning it. So it's not really fake it till you make it. It's more like you don't know what to do, but you're just going to throw yourself into it. And when you throw yourself into it, you got to make it seem like you know what you're doing, but you don't really know what you're doing. The way you talk about it, the way you speak about it, make it seem like you know what you're talking about, but you don't. And at some point, like, the longer you fake it, you actually will make it. But then that's just like if you really have the intention of making it. Some people just, they keep faking it, faking it, faking it, and faking it, and then at some point they blow their cover, right? But I'm here to tell you guys that if you guys want to build confidence, number one step is to learn about it, do about it, and then practice about it. Those are the three things. You want to learn, you want to execute, and then you want to improve. And that's pretty much goes with everything in life, everything that you're going to do in life. Same concept. All right, catch you guys later. Peace.